Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore and I'm a puzzle and brain training author, but in this video I shall be solving, I hope, day 19 of the 2023 Exit the Game Advent Calendar, The Silent Storm. And we shall start, as I always do, by having a look at the story for today, which is in this book. And we'll get rid of as the hints and the solutions hopefully won't be needed. So I had a quick look at the story for today, and honestly, I don't know how I'm going to summarise this, so I think I might just read the whole thing out, because it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, really. It says, even before you can properly look around the next room, you hear a now familiar crackling and hissing. I finally know how you can undo this whole disaster. There it is. Gosh, the boss, Santa, sounds really euphoric this time. Oh, Chris, I finally know how you can undo this whole disaster. There it is. Okay, that's more euphoric. In the command center, you will find a control panel. Are you already there? There's another button very similar to mine. You just have to press it. No, I'm not there yet, you say into the silence, although of course you know that the boss can't hear you back. You look around, this is not a command centre, rather it's the stuffed animal factory. Loads of cute, some not so cute, stuffed animals stare at you with their beady button eyes. Come on, they seem to demand, how long is this going to take? Go to the command centre, press the button, done, it's simple. Now just wait a minute, you murmur in your presumably fantasy dialogue with the stuffed toys. I'll show you how to stare. And at the front of the line of animals sits a unicorn giving you a particularly challenging look. Now you see what I mean by reading it out. Who knows which bits of this are significant? The fact that the animal's staring or slightly creepy? Is that significant? Who knows? Anyway, you're about to turn to face the wall when you pull yourself together. You have to hold your nerve right now and get a grip. The unicorn isn't the problem, you say to yourself. It never is. I don't know if that's a reference to something I'm missing. Anyway, then you take a deep breath and you look around for anything useful. You scan the ground and catch sight of a notice. Apparently the stuffed toy range is to be thinned out again. Oh yes, the boss can be rigorous when it comes to cutting products. Nevertheless, the range still is incredibly impressive. There is a pen on the floor. Disconnect your sentence. Now open door 19, behind which you'll find one riddle card, and there is nothing on the back. Well, that's mysterious if nothing else. Well, I mean, it clearly says we're in the stuffed toy factory. Perhaps that's not that mysterious. So yesterday we found that door 19 is by here. Right, here it is. Let's open the door and see what's inside. Hopefully no super creepy stuffed toys. Well, there's one on the door, which is adorable. I suppose it's adorable. Hilarious jokes. Right, here we go. Here's our one riddle card, and my goodness, there are a lot of stuffed toys that are staring back at us, but disappointingly no unicorns, although rather a lot of teddy bears. My goodness, I wouldn't be like to tell you how many there are. Well, there's like 15 or something. And then, I think I'll just contradict to myself. Right, let's have a look in the room using my room cam, which is what I should have called it all along. It's 2022-1911 on a big unit at the back. I will note that 2022 is the year the calendar was first made. So that's probably why it says 2022, because it was originally released in German before this English edition in 2023. And it says, memo, remove teddies with red bow from the range. And there's the pen it talked about, although it's clearly a pencil. And I guess there's a correspondence between toys. On the left, there's a bear becomes an elephant in 1911, and a dog becomes a monkey. I don't know if we need that. And on the right wall, it says, code small, large, rest. Okay. So I think that's it. Remove teddies with red bow from the range. Right. So let's have a look back at the actual card I have. And it seems to suggest I'm shading them in. Remove teddies with a red bow from the range. Well, I'm a bit loath. Well, that's all of them. No, it's not all of them, because we can't see some of them. I'm a bit loath to shade these in. Because what if I get it... So my understanding is shading the bears that have red bows, but that seems to be all of them for a start. But perhaps the little bits left make numbers. For example... This bear, I can't see a red bow. Is that a 3? I mean, I think this is probably what I'm doing. But what if I get it wrong? Oh my goodness, I'll have shaved in the card. Well, I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to have to go for it, right? Let's get rid of the calendar and look at the card on just its own. There we go. So the plan is shade in all the bears that we can't see a red bow on, although that might be because their necks are hidden, like for example here, the arms across it. And hopefully what's left is going to look like something. And the motivation for this is A, that's all I can think of, and B, I think that looks like a 3. In fact, we could just solve it this way by... In fact, this looks like a 5 here. That looks like a 3. Let's zoom in a bit. It's actually, let me just show you. This card is not huge, so it's to my head. Right, you can see my finger, probably that's a better sense of scale. I don't know why I held it to my head. I've done that before too. So I think we've got 5 here. It's actually so small, that's too big for pointing. I think we've got 5. I think we've got, oh, what's this here? 2. 3. I think we've got 5, 2, 3. I mean, that there, I guess, is that part of this bit? I think we've got 5, 2, 3. I think perhaps it would help if I drew a round. Okay, so I'm not going to colour the whole thing in, and it's quite hard for me to do it on camera anyway, but I will outline them, which hopefully will suffice. So there's the 5 and 2. What I've done is rather than shading everything else, I've drawn the outline of the shaded area. So there's a 5 and 2, and then over here is the 3. I think it's pretty clear that's 5, 2, 3. Right, so we've got 5, 2, 3, and as it says inside the room code, small, large, rest. So small is 2, large is 5, rest is 3. So 2, 5, 3. Let's try that out on the calendar. So we've got 2, 5, 3 in our decoder table. We turn it over and it tells us to go left, down left, and back up. Okay, and we should see circle, moon, L, and we do, which means we have found our door for day 20. There we go. I've written that. Looks like 26, doesn't it? Right, okay, well, that was a relatively straightforward day, I think, and it helps when there is very little to do. There was very little information in the room. It was interesting about 2022 and 1911, though, actually, now I think about it. That was just decorative, I think. Maybe something... 1911 may be the date or something specific in history. Perhaps it's the date some teddy bears started being made or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just guessing. I've got really no idea. 2022 definitely was the year this calendar was first made, so there we go. But all that really mattered was finding the red bows and drawing around them, or shading them in. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, do please join me in this video this time tomorrow when I shall solve what's inside that room we just labelled with a little 20 that looked like a 26. And hopefully, as I say, solve it absolutely fine. We'll see how that goes. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, that will make it easier to find those future videos. And also, if you wouldn't mind liking this video and also commenting down below if you have anything to say. And even if you don't, why not just comment anyway? I'd like to know what you thought of the solve, if you were just watching or if you solved it yourself. Whether you were willing to just go shading that answer card right away and see whether it worked, or you were a bit more circumspect like me, and a bit of a risk, I think, if you get it wrong, that you've really destroyed the puzzle for the day, haven't you? Anyway, either way, I hope you will join me in a future video, even if it isn't tomorrow's video, maybe it'll be one of these that appears at the end. But until I see you in one of those hopeful future videos, all that remains for me to say is take care and goodbye.